It's a beautiful madness inside my soul, and I can't stop thinking of you.
What's going on, everyone? Michael Tan here, and I am here about to do my very first reaction video. So basically why I wanted to do these is because I am an Australian-born Filipino. Now, I know nothing, well, I know a little bit, but I don't know too much about the Philippines. And Filipino families, or a lot of Filipino clients, anyone who's Filipino really usually asks me questions about my family from the Philippines, and I don't really know too much about that or about the country itself. And I figured this is the best time to change it. So I figured I might check out some videos, hopefully learn a little bit about the culture, maybe learn a little bit about the language, because all I know right now is but that's pretty much the extent of my Filipino knowledge. So I'm looking to change that by starting off with 10 things you didn't know about the Philippines. So let's get into it and let's check her out.
In this week's mix list, we check out 10
I got my
things
tea
you
as
may
well.
not know about the Philippines. Number 1. The Philippines is the only country where
Oh,
you'll
the
find
jeepney. Okay.
a descendant of the U.S. military jeeps left over from World War
I remember seeing the jeepneys for the first time. They were all... the first one I ever saw was just a standard silver one, like had a little bit of shiny chrome on it. I was like, oh, that's weird, but pretty cool. And then later on that day, I saw ones pumping, full colourful music pumping. Some of them, majority of them, had music. Actually, that's a lie. No, I remember them being full colourful. There was a couple that had music. I believe there was 2 that I saw that was going around playing music. So that's pretty cool.
War II, the jeepney underwent certain modifications to suit environmental conditions and accommodate more passengers, eventually making it one of the most affordable and common forms of public transport in the country. Jeepneys are also known for their colorful and kitschy decorations, which have become a symbol
there they
of
go.
Philippine
Look
artistry
at them.
and culture.
Look at that. That's sick. Imagine driving around one of those. That's mad.
A symbol of Philippine artistry and culture. Number 2. The
Philippines has approximately 180
languages,
languages.
which fuels one of the most
there's a couple
profitable
languages
industries in the country. Most of these 180 languages are said to be indigenous.
8 major
8
dialects.
are major dialects spoken by a majority of Filipinos and...
Let me try to say this. Bicol, Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Ilocano...
and 2 official ones, namely Filipino or the standardized language spoken almost
Tagalog. I know Tagalog.
and English, which is taught in schools at an early age. Since most Filipinos have quite a good grasp on the English language,
call centers have flourished in the Philippines with an estimated profit of $25 billion in 2016. That's a lot of money. And have you tried turning it off and on, sir? That's mad. They're so good.
Estimated profit of $25
Good on them.
billion
Hustle.
in 2016 alone. Number 3. The position of the Philippine flag conveys a message of peace or war. Elements of the Philippine flag symbolize traits and qualities Filipinos possess or strive to achieve. Combine this with the proper way the flag is positioned, will send a clear message as to what the state of the country is currently in.
Unity, freedom, people's
Hanging
democracy.
horizontally, if the blue stripe is on top, the country is in a state of peace. If the red...
That's actually so sick. What the heck? I had no idea. Let's get back.
stripe is on top, however, the country is in a state of war. When hung vertically, if the blue stripe is on the left side of the observer's point of view, then the nation is at peace. But if the red stripe is on the left side, then the Philippines is at war. Number 4. Filipinos take religious festivals very seriously. Having been under Spanish rule for over 300 years, the Philippines is 90% predominantly Christian, majority of which is Roman Catholic, and were traditionally taught to honor God and other holy figures during religious festivals. Some of these festivals, however, tend to be a bit extreme depending on one's willingness to show his or her devotion, such as the Feast of the Black...
The translation... Is that translation? Can I not read? Every January, where devotees walk barefoot along the streets and follow Black Nazarenes' image in their form of penance, emulating Jesus' walk to Calvary. That's pretty
Nazarene
sick.
during
That's
January,
sick.
and the Passion Play or reenactment of Jesus' crucifixion during Holy Week.
Guys, they're into
Number
it.
5. Speaking of religious festivals, the Philippines is known and prides itself for having the longest celebration of Christmas.
Now, I believe that 100% because I love Christmas. Like, even just thinking about it now, it's like October. Like, let's go.
Christmas season in the Philippines starts in September when Christmas carols are played
Yes.
on the radio, and some Filipinos start decorating with Christmas ornaments such as giant lanterns or paroles. Then the festivities typically last until the first week of January
Right.
on the feast day of the Three Kings. The season culminates in what is known as Simbang Gabi, or night mass, where Catholics
Simbang
attend
Gabi.
9 masses.
Mikey, are you going to Simbang Gabi? That's mad. Filipinos attend midnight or early morning mass for 9 days straight leading to Christmas Eve. I remember I stopped. I shouldn't have, but I stopped. But it was only one night. I didn't know it was a whole 9 days straight leading into Christmas. Jeez.
Leading up to Christmas Eve.
That's some
Then
dedication,
afterwards, people
though.
partake in a Christmas feast or Noche Buena.
Noche
Number
Buena.
6. Basketball
Oh,
is the
food.
most popular sport in the Philippines.
Basketball!
Most Filipinos love basketball. It's become a national obsession.
Oh.
Whether it's watching the
I remember one time when I went back to the village. I went with me and a few of my mates, and we went there to play basketball, and they're wearing thongs. I got shoes on. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be alright. They're playing in their thongs. They're jumping like 2 meters in there, like not even exaggeration now.
Hi.
Okay.
What the heck? Yeah, I can't play basketball. I'm not
NBA
good.
or the country's very own PBA, people tend to stop what they're doing and enjoy the game with such ferocity and passion.
They're so passionate
The
though,
passion
like
for
with everything.
basketball also extends beyond televised games, as the
Yeah,
sport is a
there
popular
we go.
pastime among Filipinos.
There he is with the thongs. That's sick. It just proves you don't need the equipment. You don't need that money to buy the branded shoes for you to be able to play your sport or do whatever you want.
With courts and makeshift courts scattered along
You wanna
streets,
do it, you'll
and
do it, you'll
organized
find a
tournaments
way.
that pit neighborhood teams against each other in local basketball leagues. Number 7. A Filipino owes the patent to the karaoke machine.
Oh,
The
really?
world's first karaoke machine was called the Juke 8 and was made by Japanese inventor and musician Daisuke
Roberto
Inoue in
del
1971
Rosario.
in Kobe, Japan. But it was Filipino inventor Roberto del Rosario who was granted the patent for the machine karaoke sing-along system, which he invented in 1975.
I believe that. I believe
Karaoke's
that.
popularity
With the amount of
spread
times my
throughout the
family...
Philippines, making it not only a popular
Pause. The amount of times my family just bust out the karaoke when any sort of gathering's happening. I'm like, okay. And they're not the talented Filipinos where they sing really, really good. Like, they're just...
pastime, but also a form of entertainment that has permeated even
that's
Philippine pop culture. Number 8. The antibiotic erythromycin was discovered by a Filipino doctor. In
I
1949,
don't know what
Filipino
that
doctor
is, but-
Abelardo Aguilar was the one who chanced upon a bacteria which would eventually lead to the development of erythromycin, an antibiotic used to treat upper respiratory tract and skin infections. Unfortunately, Dr. Aguilar was never
He's smart.
compensated before his
Okay.
death in 1993.
Okay.
Royalties he asked in order to set up a foundation for poor people to gain access to health services.
Alright.
Number 9.
Ooh.
The Philippines is one of the country's most frequently hit by natural disasters.
No, that's
There are
upsetting.
2 systems that make the Philippines prone to natural disasters. The first one is the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic
Ring of
eruptions
Fire?
occur, and the typhoon belt in the Pacific, which means an average of 20 typhoons are most likely to hit the nation, 5 of which are potentially destructive. Aside from
Jeez.
these 2 systems, the country's location and geographical makeup also make it vulnerable to tsunamis, sea level rising, storm surges,
Look at that. They just rebuild that so quick. That's sick. But 2 of the strongest natural disasters that hit the Philippines are the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991 and Typhoon Haiyan, which ravaged the country in 2013. That is incredible. Man, no words.
landslides, flooding, and drought. Number 10. The oldest university in Asia can be found in the Philippine capital of Manila.
Manila!
The University of Santo Tomas in the city of Manila is said to be the oldest existing university in Asia, being founded by the Dominicans in 1611, and it's the largest Catholic university in the world in a single campus in terms of student population. The title, however, is slightly contested, with the University of San Carlos in Cebu claiming to be the oldest school in Asia, having been established by the Spanish Jesuits in 1595, initially as Colegio de San Ildefonso.
Hey! Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Like, I think that's a pretty good way to start with everything. It just proves I literally know nothing about the Philippines. It's a bit of a shock, actually. So definitely will be a lot more videos with all this, like, because why not join me in the journey of learning more about the Philippines? If you wanted to learn something as well, like, why don't you learn with me? And obviously, if you have any suggestions, put them down in the comment box below and let me know. I want to do quite a lot of these videos as well, because I really want to actually get this. I want to understand it. Like, I love the people. They're so nice, genuine, passionate, and you just saw it exactly all in there, which is sick. So I really, this will be good. All right, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Look, what if you like, comment, subscribe. I never said that before, but subscribe. It really helps. I think. I don't know. But enjoy it. If you want to watch more videos of me doing something like this, then subscribe. There we go. Nailed it. I'll get better in the next one, I swear. Alright, see you guys. Mikey, hapunan. Eat, kain. Like that. That's pretty much all I know.